Hey guys, what's going on? It's Vic here, back with another Madden 22 rebuild. In today's episode, we're going to be rebuilding the Arizona Cardinals, but with a new addition of Marquise Brown. Now, as a Ravens fan, Marquise Brown getting traded away for pick 23. At first, I was pretty upset because then I had realized Lamar has Mark Andrews, Rashad Bateman, no longer has Sammy Watkins, who honestly wasn't even that good. We have Rashad Bateman and Devin Duvernay. I think I'm missing one, but and Mark Andrews, of course. But yeah, I was a little upset at first, and then whenever we drafted a center, which was an extremely big need for us, we needed offensive line so bad. I was honestly quite happy. So, these are my updated rosters. If you do want my updated rosters, check them out in the link in the description below. I have not fully got the draft updated yet. I need to add some players, but I have traded A.J. Brown to the Eagles and Marquise Brown to the Cardinals. So if you do want to get these updated rosters, check out the link in the description to see how to get them. But anyways, this is what we got for the Cardinals. I don't know if you could say who won the trade because we don't know if that center for the Ravens is going to be that good or not, but it's a win on both sides in my opinion. The Cardinals needed another receiver because as soon as DeAndre Hopkins went down, that offense just crumbled so quickly. It's just face the facts. That's just how it is. So we got Marquise Brown here, and he's a great addition for the Cardinals. I believe the reason why the Ravens traded him is because his contract was coming up. He probably wanted a bigger deal. And if you guys didn't already know, Marquise Brown, before the draft, he already requested to be traded, but he didn't announce it. He had talked about it with the Ravens, and the Ravens were already set on trading him before the draft had even started. So as a Ravens fan, I can't be too upset about it because he asked for the trade. We just didn't scoop him out of our team and say, here you go, here, have fun on the Cardinals. We didn't do that. He actually wanted to go. So anyways, this is what we got here. Kyler Murray, set on that. James Conner, I don't quite know because he will start regression in 2 years and he's not that amazing, so maybe we can find a better replacement. I mean, in real life, he's great, but in Madden, he's not amazing. DeAndre Hopkins, amazing. Rondale Moore, he's pretty good overall. I like him. It says he's a rookie. I know he's not. I haven't skipped 1 year into the future. Don't worry about that. I also don't have all the rookies implemented in this roster, so bear with me. But they got Will Hernandez in the offseason. Maybe he can develop like he did whenever he was in his rookie year. Justin Pugh, I really want to cut this guy. His contract just sucks. I can't cut him because I would barely save any money. Zach Ertz is good when he's on the field. Defensively looking into it, Zavin Collins, I know he's not a rookie. Again, I haven't simulated a year into the future. Zavin Collins, I don't know why this guy was picked. I don't know why he was picked. I was honestly shocked whenever he was. He can still develop, of course. I'm not saying his career is over. I'm just saying for what was available on that board, that Zavin Collins was not the pick. Anyways, J.J. Watt here. Buda Baker's amazing. Jalen Thompson has definitely some potential. Byron Murphy Jr. here. They got Jeff Gladney in free agency, who was a former first-round pick. We need some new edge rushers because J.J. Watt will retire soon, but this is what we're rocking with, and I'm cool with it. Specialist, looking at it, Rondale Moore. Slot, James Conner. I want Isaiah Simmons starting over Zavin Collins. I got all that. Cool. Everything looks pretty good to me in the depth charts. So anyways, it's now time to move in to the midseason mark. Here we are at the midseason mark as we are 4-3, top of the division, coming off a win to the Houston Texans. I'm going to keep an auto-generated rookies draft class just because the draft already happened and I don't want to implement the new rookies into this draft class yet and just have them mixed up over every team. So that's what we're going to rock with, and obviously I'm not going to load in the 2023 draft class. I'm not going to do that because we don't know who's going to be good and who's going to be bad. Players ready to negotiate. Let's see who we got here. Max Williams, no. Will Hernandez. How cheap are you? I don't know, but I'll do a 2-year deal. If we can find a replacement, then I will replace you. If not, then I will keep you. Everyone else here is just straight garbage. No, we need to sign the GOAT. No, we're not going to, we're not just going to sign him. We're going to cheat to keep him here. The GOAT needs to come back. Trace McSorley needs to stay here forever. 7-year deal. Save changes. The GOAT is staying. That's just how it is, man. No one can change it. No one can change it except me because I just changed it. So anyways, let's see if he's there. Make sure he isn't. Come on. Loading. After a couple of years, maybe I'll get a response. You know what? Whatever. I'm not going to wait for EA to fix their game because it won't happen. Anyways, let's move into the playoffs. Here we are in the playoffs, 8-9, top of the division. Wow, we just got into the playoffs because everyone else sucked. Coming off a loss to the Seahawks. Looks like our offense and defense was pretty good. It's just our defensive rushing game was 24th. So maybe we need to upgrade that defensive line. But 8-9 is not the best. We're facing the Cowboys too, so I don't think we're going to win in the wild card round. Kyler Murray did amazing. The MVP, or top 3 at least. Second for MVP as Lamar Jackson wins MVP without Marquise Brown. Third best offense in the NFL. 9th best defense. Okay, we were doing pretty good. I like that. Anyways, Kyler Murray, 4,800 yards, 40 TDs, 7 interceptions. Amazing year. James Conner, 11 TDs, 4.3 per carry, 1,100 yards. That's a great year as well. Rondale Moore, 1,200 yards, 12 TDs. That's superstar dev. That's a great year. DeAndre Hopkins, 1,100 yards, 10 TDs. Zach Ertz had a pretty good year as well. Marquise Brown, I would have liked more touchdowns considering he's a burner receiver, but pretty good yards and solid receptions. Defensively, Zavin Collins, 116 tackles for a loss, 13 for J.J. Watt, sacks, 13 for J.J. Watt, interceptions, 4 for Isaiah Simmons, safeties is 0, defensive touchdowns is 0. So now it is time to see if we can beat the Cowboys to move on to the divisional round. Ooh, sorry, my bad. Didn't mean to do that, and wow, okay, I'm surprised by that. Here to face the 11-6 Panthers. Sam Darnold is a god in simulation, so I wouldn't be surprised if we lost here. And wow, we beat them. 17-16, 8-9 Cardinals. The Undertakers are here to come and beat the 13-4 Philadelphia Eagles with Jordan Phillips, who technically isn't in this. No, not Jordan Phillips, Jordan Davis, who technically isn't in this roster yet, but A.J. Brown is on that team. So A.J. Brown, the 2 traded receivers in the draft, are facing off in the conference championship. Let's get into it. Here we are against the Philadelphia Eagles, as it is 3-0 to start out, and then 3-3 as we strike back, 10-3 as we take our first lead of the game, 13-3, 13-6, just a 1-possession lead right now, 2-possession lead. Okay, 23-6, we're piling it on, 26-13 now in the third quarter, entering the fourth quarter, 26-20, they're making a comeback. Let's not have that happen. 29-32-20, weird score, but 32-20 is going to take us to the Super Bowl, and after 1 year of Marquise Brown being on the Cardinals, he's going to the Super Bowl. Let's get into it. Here we are in the Super Bowl, as this is already a successful rebuild, and Joe Burrow makes it back-to-back years in the Super Bowl. And I'm not going to waste any time. Actually, you know what? I do have to waste a little bit of time because I need to see the development upgrades for the team because they happened during the Super Bowl. So what do we have here for the development upgrades? Offensively, Rondale Moore. It says he's a hidden dev all of a sudden. He should be superstar. Yep, it's superstar. It just glitched out and made him a hidden dev. He got superstar dev. I'm not surprised. He had a great year. Defensively, looking into it, Zavin Collins is star dev. We already knew that. Looks like every other person is the exact same development. So Rondale Moore, my bad, not Rondell. Rondale Moore has superstar dev. So let's get into the Super Bowl against the Bengals. And here we are against the Cincinnati Bengals, 0-0 to start. And they strike first on the board, 7-0. Our offense needs to wake up, and they do. 7-7 now. Come on, offense. 14-7, 21-7, 21-10. Our defense is holding so strong. 24-10. Come on. Fourth quarter, 24-10, 31-10, as we are stretching our lead, 31-17, 31-24. They're making a comeback, but we hold out and win the Super Bowl in the very first year of this rebuild, as it is going to be a successful rebuild. Marquise Brown gets what he wants. He wanted a new situation with a new team, so that way he can be successful. And as a Ravens fan, it makes me happy to see him succeed, but I wish he would have been in a Ravens uniform while doing it. But anyways, this is what we got for the Super Bowl. Already successful rebuild. Let's move into the offseason. And Kyler Murray wins the Super Bowl MVP, but Lamar Jackson wins the league MVP. And the Eagles wins Coach of the Year, even with A.J. Brown on his team. Okay, that's cool. Anyways, we beat the Eagles in the conference championship. We don't need to look at the development upgrades because we already did. It's Rondale Moore. What do we got for our re-sightings? I think I already re-signed everyone I wanted to. Sorry, I'm yawning a little bit. I just woke up. 2021 retirements. Let's see what we got. Our punter did retire. We are the NFC West. Our punter retired, and Ryan Fitzmagic on the Seahawks retires. Interesting. Players ready to negotiate. Let's see who we have. Max Williams, no. Everyone here is just a no for me. Not really interested in anyone at all. How much money do we have? $47 million to spend. Let's move into free agency. After free agency, I only got a kicker and a punter. There really wasn't much there to start with. Wasn't really excited about any of those moves. So it's now time to move in to the draft. At the end of the first round, I'm picking up right tackle John Quincy, 6'5", 320 pounds, normal development. He's not horrible, but he'll do for us. Here we are after the draft, and this is what we got. Quincy is a 70 overall. It's not horrible, but Kelvin, don't want here anymore. Gonna cut him. He's off the team. And this is what we got for Quincy. I'll keep Hugh and DJ Humphries here for now. And yeah, maybe not really the best pick, but it'll do. Defensively looking into it, this is what we got. Birmingham is my defensive tackle that I drafted. I want him to start. Zach Allen's here. Jalen Thompson. Yeah, we need more depth at DB for sure. But this is what we got. Zach Allen, Birmingham. I like everything that we got here. Okay, it's not really the best draft, and it wasn't really the best offseason, but we won the Super Bowl last year. I mean, we were 8-9 and won it, but we still won it. So that's what matters. Let's move to the midseason mark. Here we are at the midseason mark as we are 6-1, top of the division, coming off a win to the Saints. Way better record than last year, and we could do even better this year. Players ready to negotiate. Rodney Hudson, I would love you back for the rest of the rebuild if you would stay for the rest of the rebuild. Hopefully he doesn't retire. He resigns. J.J. Watt, it's the same deal. I want you back as well. 3-year, up the money. He resigns. Byron Murphy Jr., you're our only good defensive back. Need you back. He resigns. Jalen Thompson, of course I want you back. Super cheap deal, by the way. And he resigns. DJ Humphries, Justin Pugh, no, I'm good. Matt Prater, who already got your replacement. Everyone else here, Jeff Gladney. Jeff Gladney may be actually a good deal because he's younger. He'll probably be cheap. He'll probably be a good developmental guy. So everyone else here is just a no for me. So apart from that, guys, let's move into the playoffs. Here we are in the playoffs going 14-3, top of the division with a first round bye. This time, it seems like our defensive rushing game is good, but our defensive passing game is not. Stats and awards. Let's see what we got here. Kyler Murray, amazing. Not going to get MVP, though, because that's just how Madden simulation works. Let's see what we got. Tua will never win an MVP. Kyler Murray, top 3, though. Offensive yards, best in the NFL. Defensive yards is 9th. Okay, cool. 5,200 yards, 38 TDs, 9 interceptions. Do we still have Chris McSorley? Yes, we do. That's what I wanted. James Conner, 13 TDs, 4.3 per carry, 1,100 yards. Rondale Moore, almost 1,500 yards, 13 TDs, 105 receptions. That should be a superstar X Factor. Zach Ertz, 7 TDs, 1,100 yards. That should be a star development for him. DeAndre Hopkins, 1,000 yards, 9 TDs. Marquise Brown, 7 TDs, 72, 69 receptions. Nice. Better season than last season. He improved. Look at the defense. Isaiah Simmons, 119 tackles for a loss, 16 for J.J. Watt, sacks, 12 for J.J. Watt, interception, 3 for Byron Murphy Jr., safety, 0 defensive touchdowns is 0. We need to make sure J.J. Watt stays on this team so that way we can be more and more successful every year because he's a big part of our sack game. So let's see what we got here. We got the Carolina Panthers, 9-8 versus the 14-3 Arizona Cardinals. I'd be pissed if we lost, but at the same time, we were 8-9 last year, so I can't really be pissed. Yeah, 41-34. We beat the 13-4 Eagles in the conference championship last year while we were 8-9, so I guess I can't complain. I'm going to complain that our defense is 9th in the league, and we let our 41 points go by us, but it's fine. Let's move on to the offseason. And the Cowboys and Dak Prescott wins Super Bowl MVP to beat the Chiefs. Tua wins league MVP. That's something you'll never hear in your lifetime. And everyone else here for the Cardinals did not get an award. Let's see what we got for the roster upgrades. Rondale Moore should get Superstar X Factor, and he does. That's awesome to see. Marquise Brown is a 90 overall. It's funny to see how our third best receiver is a 90 overall. That's ridiculous. Zach Ertz has started, no surprise there. Kyler Murray's a 99 overall. J.J. Watt's a superstar X Factor now. And yeah, I'm surprised this team is doing as good as it is. Marcus Golden, I want to cut you. You're just so old and you're taking up a bunch of room on the team. So we're going to cut you. And we're going to have to find a DB or an outside linebacker replacement. Let's get into the re-sign players here. See who we have. I think I'm going to re-sign Jeff Gladney because we don't really have any other better option. I'm going to have to look for one in free agency. So we're going to go to the 2022 retirements. Well, technically 2023. We're going to go to the NFC West. Colt McCoy here, Cole Beasley, Calais Campbell, stuff like that. Anyways, players ready to negotiate. I do want Jeff Gladney back. Jeff Gladney, here he is. Jeff Gladney's a 77 overall, 26 years old. Let's spread out that deal, up that money for him. And he resigns. Super cheap deal. Zach Allen, no. Deontay Thompson, free safety, no. Second string. Everyone else here is just a no for me. Don't really care about them. So it's not time to move into free agency with $76 million to spend. Here we are after free agency, and Kyler Murray probably thought he was going to have zero offensive line for the rest of his career. But we got Elton Jenkins, Shaq Mason, and Jack Conklin. Jack Conklin, I'm going to take him from right tackle and move him over to left tackle because I did pay big money for him in the first place, just like I paid for my offensive guards. And also, we drafted a right tackle last year, so he's going to continue to play there. Conklin is going to play the left tackle position for us. So, yeah, that's going to be huge for us. And offensive line has been completely revamped. Huge addition. I'm cool with the right tackle being a 74 overall. Will Hernandez is here, and I'm just going to keep him there as well. Yeah, I'm probably not going to re-sign Will Hernandez. This is exactly what I meant by signing Will Hernandez on a 2-year deal, just in case we find his replacement, and we did. So defensively, looking into it, going into this draft, I want an edge rusher. I was trying to get Draymond Jones in free agency, but he rejected my contract even though I offered him the most money. Or I want a DB. Those are my two requests because offense is completely stacked out. So let's get to the draft. And at pick 28, picking up right outside linebacker Travis Bowers, hidden development out of Ohio State. He seems pretty good overall. I like him. After the draft, and this is what the team looks like going into the third season, we're obviously stacked out, especially after free agency. Bowers is a 78 overall. A-plus pick. That's probably the best outside linebacker that I've ever drafted. It's really hard to draft outside linebackers with a good archetype. He's a speed rusher as well, so that's cool. And yeah, we're rocking out pretty well. Pendleton is, Pendleton, I picked this guy up in the 3rd round. Doesn't seem to be that good. But we're just going to rock with this no-face guy. Wilson, this Boone guy I picked up in the 2nd round. He sucks. Specialist, Bauer's going to be coming off the edge. Cool. I like everything that we have here. I'm rocking with everything that we have. Bowers is a great addition to the team. Huge upgrade on offensive line. Let's move to the midseason. Here we are at the midseason mark because we were 5-2, second division, highly contested division between the Rams who are 4-3 and Niners who are 5-2, coming off a win to the Eagles and AJ Brown. Players ready to negotiate. Let's see who we have here. We have Kyler Murray, of course. He's going to need a fat contract, around $40 million a year almost, and he resigns. Marquise Brown, he's going to want a fat contract as well, and we're going to give it to him. Wearing number 80, interesting. And James Conner here, he's been pretty good for us throughout the entire rebuild. I know he's going to start regression, but he's been solid. I will re-sign him. Zach Ertz, exact same deal with you. And your stupid sheep, I will re-sign you. And he wants more money, so I'm not going to re-sign you. If you're going to be greedy like that, I literally gave you more money, and now you want more. So no, you're not getting a contract now. Everyone else here is just a no for me. So apart from that, guys, I would now say it's time to move in to the playoffs. Here we are in the playoffs, coming off a loss to the Giants. 13-4, top of the division, first round bye. Let's go. Stats and awards. Let's see what we have here. Kyler Murray, once again a beast. Finally, give him the MVP, please. Christian McCaffrey, Kyler Murray at 3. He's top 3 every single year. He was top 2 his first year. Offensive awards, 3rd for offense and 8th for defense. 4,900 yards, almost 5,000 yards, 45 TDs, 9 receptions. James Conner, 12 TDs, 4.1 per carry, 1,200 yards, been very consistent throughout the entirety of the rebuild. Rondale Moore, 1,200 yards, 14 TDs. Slot just gets more receptions. That's how it is. He's been a beast this entire rebuild. DeAndre Hopkins, 1,100 yards, 11 TDs. Zach Ertz, 13 TDs, 1,100 yards. I might actually have to give you a contract because that was a ridiculous season. You're going to have superstar Dav. Marquise Brown, 18 and 3 TDs. Honestly, he's been the most disappointing of the bunch throughout the rebuild, but he's still a good addition to the team. Defensively, Isaiah Simmons, 116 tackles for a loss, 25 for J.J. Watt, sacks, 10.5 for J.J. Watt, 6 sacks, and 11 tackles for a loss for Travis Bowers. Not a bad rookie season. 3 interceptions for Isaiah Simmons. Safeties is 0. Defensive touchdowns is 1 for Byron Murphy and 1 for Budda Baker. Okay, interesting. pretty good year overall. Amazing year, actually. Got a first round bye. Let's see who we're going to be facing the divisional. I'm sure we're going to lose anyways, but it doesn't matter because we have already, here to face the Giants, we've already made this a successful rebuild. 9-8 Giants. Let's see what we got. Do we beat them? We do. 38-24. I'm going to simulate this conference championship because we've already won the Super Bowl, so it really doesn't matter to me. Let's see what we got. We lost to them 37-34. They were a good team. I'm not surprised. They're going to be facing the Chargers in the Super Bowl. Let's move to the offseason. And the Chargers and Justin Herbert come out on top. This time, Christian McCaffrey wins league MVP. And the Panthers head coach who wins the coach of the year. And Christian McCaffrey wins the offensive player of the year. Okay, interesting. And no awards here for the Arizona Cardinals. Unfortunately, Bowers did not get Rookie of the Year. I would have loved to see it if he did. So, anyways, what do we got here? This is the offense. Zach Ertz, I'm going to make a superstar. He literally had 13 touchdowns, 1,100 yards, almost 1,200 yards. Dude was ridiculous. So we are going to make him a superstar development. And if you guys didn't already know, in Madden, a tight end cannot naturally go from star to superstar, but they can naturally go from star to superstar X Factor. It's a glitch in the game that EA has never fixed and still won't continue to fix. It is literally just with tight ends, no other position. Anyways, this is what we got for defense. Defensively, Bowers is only a star dev, which I'm fine with. And everyone else here, don't really care about. Hopefully, J.J. Watt does not retire, or Rodney Hudson. Those are two extremely valuable players to this team throughout the entirety of this rebuild, and they were both very, very good. I know I said I had to replace J.J. Watt at the beginning of the rebuild, but at the same time, he's done so good for us. He's been so consistent with those double-digit sacks. NFC West, we are, thank God, Sam Coke retires on the Rams, so I don't got to worry about J.J. Watt leaving. And I will make sure I get Zach Ertz back here. I know I said I wouldn't give him another contract, but he had an amazing season last year. I don't see why I wouldn't give him another one. And he resigns, gave him good money. Anyways, how much money do we have? $9 million to spend. That's not much. I'm going to skip out on free agency and just simulate to the draft. At the end of the first round, I'm picking up a defensive back. I don't know how you pronounce any of that. Anyways, he's going to be a defensive back for the team out of Ohio State. This is what the team looks like going into the fourth and final season after the draft. Defensively, looking into it, we got, where was my guy that I drafted? Boone. Okay, this guy wasn't bad. A 76 overall. He just didn't have a development trait. That's actually a great pick. I'm super happy with that. Jeff Gladney's still going to start over him, though. And Goodrich. I picked up this left outside linebacker in the second round. 70 overall. Not horrible. Bowers is going to play his Bowers is going to play his designated position at right outside linebacker. That's what I was trying to say. Specialist, our new rookie, is going to play in the slot. And yeah, we're looking pretty good. I like everything here. Let's get into the fourth and final year. We don't need the midseason mark because it is the fourth and final season, so we don't need to sign anybody. Let's move into the playoffs. Here we are in the playoffs going 8-9, bottom of the division. The offense just sucked this year. The defense held their own, but dang, the offensive choked. Coming off a major loss to the Lions in Week 18 that could have made us get a playoff spot. But it doesn't matter to me. I would usually be mad in this situation because we have a really good team. But at the same time, we just won the Super Bowl in year one, so it's already a successful rebuild. So let's look at the stats and awards here. Kyler Murray did not as good as he used to, but still a good season. 25th best offense, 11th best defense. 4,300 yards, 30 TDs, 16 receptions is too many. James Conner, 11 TDs, 4.3 per carry, 1,100 yards. About what he had throughout the entirety of the rebuild. Rondale Moore is 9 TDs, 1,400 yards. Zach Ertz, I really wish we didn't give you that contract because you kind of suck now. And, wow, everyone else was kind of disappointing. Zavin Collins, 132 tackles. Isaiah Simmons, 127 tackles for a loss. 26 for J.J. Watt. Sacks, 8.5 for Bowers. Watt only had 5 sacks this season. Interceptions, 3 for Isaiah Simmons. You can really see that the regression hit for a lot of these players. 0 safeties and 0 defensive touchdowns. So, I'm not too upset because you can tell how far the players have regressed on this team. But anyways, guys, apart from that, I thank you guys all for watching. This was definitely a successful rebuild with the new addition of Marquis Brown. I don't think he's going to be wearing number 80, but if you do want these rosters, make sure you check out the link in my description. And apart from that, guys, I thank you once again all for watching, and I'll see you guys all in the next one.